morning. It is Wednesday, August 19th, 2020. My name is Terry Morgan, and we are here to practice Tai Chi. We have some stretches, and then we have a small wind form that gives us the ability to practice in a smaller space. So I'm going to have just a little bit more coffee. It's one of those mornings. Okay, so for our stretches, I'm going to face this way. We have a big outward stretch, which is actually the large heavenly circle. So from the Yang Luchan through the Jiaoge, the Jiaoge is the heel, the root in the heel, up the back, around the front, and all the way back down to the Yang Luchan, which is roughly equivalent to the Lao Gong, except in foot. Okay, so this is your big toe and this is your second toe. The Yang Luchan is here, just behind the arch. Stand straight, feet about shoulder width apart. Now relax, shake out anything that's tense. Okay, and hand circle to the front, breathe in. Return to your sides, breathe out, pull up, breathe in, and relax. I have to see about getting some nice music to go with. I have several things that I've used from time to time, but there are copyrights attached, and I'm recording this. So I can't do that. Breathe out. Smile. Two more. Last time, reach out. Make sure bend the knees. And stretch up. Inward circle, elbows drop down. Wrists, fingertips, follow your fingertips down. Again, bend the knees. As you come up, use the legs. Let your lower back relax. And arch through the back gently, gently. One more time. Stay straight, elbows drop down, wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. Pull up along the center line, left and right, turn to left. Stretch out over the legs, bend the knees. Try and keep the hands more or less together. Both hands are moving. They're not just stuck there. But try and keep them so that they're fundamentally working together. talk about that a little bit. Center, and change sides, right side, bend the knees, stretch, easy circle. And come back to center. Elbows drop down, wrist, fingertips, hands return to your sides. Outward, inward. Pull up along center line. Stretch out. Outward circle. Inward circle. Follow your fingertips down. Don't stop. Up along the center line. Reach out. And in. One more time. Don't stop. Circle and pull up. Reach out. Relax. Bend the knees. Pull up through your core. That central abdominal area that we try to work on a lot and don't always succeed. And stretch up. Open. Stay there for half a second and pull up again. Separate to both sides. Sink, keep your back straight. Remember that ultimately this does go all the way to the floor. Use your legs. Each time try to go just a little tiny bit lower than whatever you did the last time. And two more. Just that little tiny bit lower. And last time, just a little bit more. And center, open. Okay, so I'm going to talk just a little bit about this idea that I was mentioning with the hands moving, right? So as we do these circles, right, as we do these stretches, the whole body moves. It's not just, yeah, that kind of modified horse stance is real comfortable for me. Okay, so, okay, your hands are moving. They're not, it's not static, right? So with our stretches, I just do the left hand. So left hand is going to go outward, outward circle. Right? Left hand comes up and extends and reaches out, and it comes down, and it returns, and we do it again. All right, that movement goes together with all of this. Okay? So the arms are moving. They're moving together with the body. They're moving together with each other. I'm going to turn this way for a second. So I come here. As I come up, both arms are moving. And I want my hands to more or less have a connection here. This hand's moving, my body's moving, everything's moving, but they're moving together, right? It's both hands work together. It's important to recognize that this is what we're doing, and it's important to recognize that it's not just, I'm going to stick my hands up here and do this, right? This is not, no. I'm sorry, but I have to be a little bit emphatic about that, because I've recently seen a couple things that it caused me to recognize I need to be emphatic about that. So this idea that when one part moves, all parts move, when one part's still, all parts are still, is integral to what we're doing with our Taiji practice. Everything moves. By using this combination of breathing, circular pattern, and slow movement, we can start to get control. We can start to engage all of the muscles and tendons and body parts, all of them, because they're all involved. Okay? That's one of the beauties of this practice, is that it involves every muscle, tendon, sinew, joint, ligament. You're working everything with all of these exercises, and you're not doing it in a way that is destructive. Okay, so if I am doing a lot of jumps, okay, I'm jumping up and down, right? I do jumps, not so much now, but if I'm doing jumps, there is an opportunity for me to injure my foot because I landed wrong. I could injure my knee because I landed wrong. I could get shin splints, which I've had, and they hurt. Oh, they hurt. And what that is when you're jumping, this area of the front leg, the front part of the leg, takes too much of the stress of takeoff and landing, and it doesn't tear, but it causes distress. I'm going to use that. I'm going to say it that way. Causes some serious distress when you try to do anything. So it's important to keep in mind that what we're doing here is intended to not put that kind of stress on the joints. It's intended to not have stiffness, hard movement. Okay? It is intended to be open, fluid, right? And soft. That's the nature of Tai Chi. Right? So let's do our, I'm still having a little trouble with this hip over here, so we're not going to do the circle thing. But we're going to be walking, feet together, or feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight, hands behind your back. Right? And sink. Left, open right. Transfer the weight to the right. all the way down the right, bring the left through, and transfer forward. And yes, you want this dexterity in your feet and your legs. Okay, a little wobbly there, it's okay. Shift back. Yeah, having a little trouble with my left foot this morning. Right one's okay. Left one, yeah. Alright, and go backward. And shift. Pick it up. Take it back. Turn in. Pick it up. Take it back. And I'm going to one more. Pick it up. Take it back. Shift. And release. Okay, something that I just called out, and it's really important, so I'm going to talk about it. I recognized that I was having a problem with my left foot. Okay, I have issues. Everybody does. Everybody does. Okay, my particulars don't really matter so much, other than, yeah, it affects this particular move or that particular move. Everybody who practices has something. There's something. It could be a hip, it could be a knee, it could be a shoulder, it could be lower back, it could be a whole bunch of different things. The goal isn't to say, oh, I have this issue and so I have to do, I have to compensate, too bad. The goal is, I have this issue, what can I do about it? Alright? So, and I'm gonna talk about this because it's really, I think it really is important. Alright, so I'm here and open my left foot, and as I transfer my weight, I have a little trouble in my ankle. Ankle doesn't set where it should. Right? I'm looking at my ankle. I'm looking at the camera over here, but I'm also looking at my ankle. Alright, so the ankle didn't set where it should. And I'm a little bit off center. I'm going a little too much to this side. Alright? So as I come forward, my foot's trying to go back this way. Obviously no good. I'm not in balance. What do I do to fix that? How can I fix that? What's the correction? Right? Oh, well, I got some arthritis in my ankle, so I'm just going to have to wobble on it. No. No. Right? Sink right. I'm going to step left. Okay, no problem here. My right foot's good. Foot to heel. Roll through. At this moment, I'm going to try and open my toes so that my foot is more centered and holding, and the arch is pulled up. As I shift back, I want to keep that. Right? Now, as I transfer forward, I'm much more stable. No wobble. So this kind of looking at your own body, what's going on with this? How do I fix it? Right? There's nobody that can do that but you. Miss Tanya came along one time, years ago, and we were doing bar exercise, and I was having a little trouble holding my leg in the proper position for rond de jambe. So this is my arm up here. I'm not doing this with my leg. Yeah, I could. I'm going to do this at 45, not at 90. So here, except that it should have been at 90. And at the time I was a lot younger, so it was. And I was struggling to hold I was at the beginning, right? And I was struggling to hold my leg up there and do this. Miss Tiny comes by and she says, "What do you want me to hold your leg for you? You have to do that." I said, "Okay, yeah, no, I didn't think you should hold my leg for me." I didn't tell her that. I wouldn't say anything like that back to her. But I took her point. The only person that can do that was me. There's nobody else. If I want my leg to be here, I have to put it there. And I have to hold it there. Because nobody else is going to do it for me. Same with Tai Chi corrections, the same with your Tai Chi movement, the same with everything that we're doing. At a certain point, it comes down to you deciding that you want to understand what you're doing to the level that you can do it to be comfortable. Okay? Nobody says, "Hey, I'm going to practice for 40 years and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that." I want to do this as a hobby. I want to be comfortable when I practice. So, the footwork is important. The upper body work is important. The work through the legs is important. Gently, little by little, the more you put yourself in balance, the more you find where those blockages, like I was talking about yesterday, my foot had a little blockage. It wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. How do I fix it? Well, I had to focus on it first, find out what it's doing, and then I need to adjust. It's harder to do that with the small muscles in the feet. We're pretty comfortable with our hands most of the time, but it's harder to do that with your feet. You can. I just did. All right, let's practice. We're going to 3 times today. Feet together. Stand straight. Salute. Breathe in. Transfer the weight. Open. Breathe in, arms up. Remember those circles that we were working on yesterday. And open. Nice and easy. Yep, there it went again. Straighten and close. Okay, hey, we're here. All right, so as I stepped, ankle went again, had a little trouble, right? And what did I do? Kept going, and I noticed it. I said, yeah, hey, this is here. And I kept going. That's what you want to do in practice. That is exactly what you want to do when you're practicing a form. Take it apart later, right? So, I'm going to practice my form. And we're going to do this again. Practice my form. And my decision before I start is that I am going to practice from the beginning to the end. I'm going to do my continuous practice. As I practice, as I go through, I'm going to make notes mentally if I have any trouble. I just did that one verbally, but it would have been a mental note. Where did I have a problem? Which move? When I finish, I'm going to come back to that move. Might repeat that move 10, 15, 20, 50 times. I'm not exaggerating. 50 is the good number. All right, and then I'm going to practice the form again. I'll put it back in and see what happens. Usually what happens is that the problem has been corrected, and now you find something else that you need to work on. Right? It's always a continuous process. So let's do this again. I'm gonna work on my foot. You pick something that for you is a little bit iffy. Maybe it's not quite working the way you want it to. Focus on that. Feet together. Stand straight. Salute. Breathe, relax, pull up through the back. And release the left, open, arms up, press down. Sink left, open right, ward off, step through, pull down, ward off, turn, pull down, ward off, grasp the bird's tail. Single whip. Raise your hands. White crane spreads its wings. Brush knee. Hands strum the lute. Brush knee. Shift back. Deflect downward. Fixed it. Parry. And punch. Shift back, close the door. Turn, crossing hands. And close. Salute. This time, got to where I needed to shift to my left foot. I paid attention to it. Don't turn your foot to the outside so that it goes over this way. Keep it centered. Make sure that you pull up in the arch. Drop the heel. Worked. Third time. Feet together. Stand straight. Salute. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, release, open, arms up, press down. Shift left to open right. Step through. Left hand ward off, right hand pull down. Turn. Right ward off, left pull down. And continue. Grasp the bird's tail. U, G, I, push. turn, single whip, down in. Raise your hands. Turn. White crane spreads its wings. Brush knee. Step up, Hands Strum The Lute. Turn, brush knee. Shift back, deflect downward. Carry. And punch. Shift back. Close the door. Turn. Crossing hands. And close. Salute. Alright, so several things to pay attention to in practice. Body placement, flow of the movement, and as I was talking about today, there's that part of correcting yourself, of finding where you have some issue, where you, tomorrow I may not have that same issue, I might have something else, right? So when you see it, what's going on? Ask yourself, what's going on with this? Did I sleep funny? Is a little kick in my neck this morning? What? For my foot, my arthritis is acting up? Yeah, well, all right. What happened that caused whatever it was that didn't go so well, that didn't work so well, that didn't feel quite the way that it should? What was that? Find it, analyze it, look at your anatomy, analyze it, and then what do you need to do to fix it? In this case, I went into great detail about what I was doing with my foot to fix it. This is kind of the requirement. It's details. It's your anatomy. It's not mine. You got to figure it out. So I'm going to try and help with some of those tools. Looking at your anatomy as a tool. Understanding what your balance points are, understanding where they are and how your body is going to handle that weight transfer. It's a tool. The form in and of itself is a tool. They all do something else. Appreciate you being here this morning. Thank you very much. I will see you tomorrow for Wudang Taiji, and Friday for, Wudang Qigong, not Tai Chi, Wudang Qigong, and Friday for the same. Thank you.